Hello, hello, my friends. It is time for my monthly candle collection update. This is a series that I started here on my channel way back in January when I took out my entire candle collection. I was doing a little bit of reorganizing. I think a lot of us always have that organizing bug after the holidays, fresh start at the beginning of the year. And while I was doing that, I actually took the time to film and share with you all of the candles that I currently had in my collection. And doing that actually inspired me to want to keep that feeling of awareness of how much is in my collection, of being able to, I guess I would say, be intentional about what I was bringing in, really evaluating, do these candles that I currently have, do they make me feel the same way that they used to? And so it just kind of put me on this journey this year of trying to, I guess I would just say, be intentional. That's the word that I always come back to about my candle collection. So, what I have done in this series is every month I share with you the number of candles that I started out with in my collection. I share with you how many candles I brought in, how many candles I emptied, and then I always end up sharing with you guys how many candles I decluttered, because as a candle reviewer, I oftentimes bring candles into my collection that always like that they appeal to me, but sometimes once I review a candle, I just realize this one would probably serve the rest of its life better with somebody else, right? I don't love it enough that I want to keep burning it. Again, because I am dedicated here on this channel to bringing you guys some post-burn reviews. It often means that I have other candles waiting in the wings that I need to start burning and getting some reviews done on. And so, yeah, that's just kind of where I have tried to strike the balance between constantly reviewing candles for my channel, but also still finding the joy in home fragrance, because truthfully, that's where I started this channel from, is the fact that I have loved home fragrance since I was a child, and I love sharing that with our community here. And I sometimes, to be really, really honest with you, I actually left a comment on another creator's video that he was talking about, sometimes some of the things that come with being a brand affiliate or whatnot. And you guys do know here on my channel that I am an affiliate with both Homeworks and Kringle. And I told him that there's a lot of pros, and I don't want to say cons, but there's burdens sometimes that come with being an affiliate. And one of those sometimes is that while I do have early access to some fragrances when they release, I do get sent some PR. What comes with that for me personally, this never comes from the brand, but for me personally, I am always trying to make sure that I get my reviews out in a timely manner around the time that they launch, because I feel like that is the reason why the brand is sending me the PR. And so sometimes that honestly can, I don't want to say, put a little bit of a dent in the enjoyment of burning candles, but sometimes I don't have as much of a laid back attitude when it comes to just being able to burn what I want to burn. I don't know if that really makes sense. And please hear me, I'm not complaining at all about receiving PR or anything like that. Like, I am genuinely very, very, very grateful for it. And I love sharing those opinions with you. But it is one of the things that it's kind of like the other end of the scale that not a lot of people talk about. And anyways, I don't know where I went on that tangent. You guys know, if you've been here for a while, I like to talk, and sometimes I just meander off onto rabbit trails. But we're going to get back on the trail here, and I am going to share with you the state of my candle collection right now. I know that I said at the beginning of this year, my goal, I think, is to eventually get my candle collection under 75. I don't know if that's a very realistic goal, but it's kind of fun to aim for something. I mean, you're never gonna, what is it? I can't even remember what the phrase is. Like, you're never gonna, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to say it. It's somewhere along the line of like, if you aim for nothing, you're gonna miss every time, or something like that. And yeah. So again, thumbs up if you like this video. If this video helps you maybe be a little bit more intentional with your collection, that is really what my main purpose is here. And truthfully, it's just something that's kind of kept me accountable to all of you. So in the month of July, I began this month with 89 candles in my collection. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and talk about all of the candles that I brought into my collection in the month of July. Now, I do have dedicated haul videos for all of these candles, so instead of making this video even longer, because I'm sure it'll be long anyways, because that's just how I am. Um, I ended up bringing in a total of 26 candles this month, you guys. Oh, that feels like sometimes when it doesn't feel like a whole lot when they're coming in and trickling in, but then at the end of the month when I total it, I'm like, man, that's a lot of candles. So I will just briefly list off all of the candles that came into my collection. Espresso martini. Let's see. We'll start out Homeworks candles that came in. Espresso martini, farm stand pumpkin, salted caramel gelato, deliciously apple, caramel apple, Palo Santo pumpkin. Those were ones that came to me directly from the Slatkin & Co. website. I then also purchased from QVC, I purchased the Palo Santo Spruce Duo as well as the Vanilla Marshmallow Cookie Duo. Those were all part of the Christmas in July special with Homeworks and QVC. Homeworks also sent me PR for that launch. They sent me actually 2 Countdown to Christmas candles. However, you guys know that I ended up sending one of those to one of you, won that candle. I had a special little giveaway for you guys. And so I'm really only going to count one Countdown to Christmas candle in here because that really wasn't, I don't want to say that that was like a decluttered candle. It was just that Homeworks happened to have sent me and a lot of other ambassadors. They sent us 2 of the same candle, which I don't know what happened there, but oh well. So, anyways, Tracy was my winner, and she actually FedEx says that it was delivered to her already. So I hope that she is enjoying that candle. And then from Bath and Body Works, I know that I uploaded a Bath and Body Works haul video the other day. However, that did not arrive on my doorstep until August 1st. So I am technically going to count that haul towards my August total. So I'm not going to leave those ones as part of my total. But I did purchase 3 candles in the month of July, my cheating version here, from Bath and Body Works, and they were cranberry and gala apple, freshly brewed coffee, and pumpkin spice latte. So 26 candles there all came into my collection. I did do 2 empties videos in the month of July. If you are new to my channel, I actually recently started to upload 2 empties videos every month, one at the midpoint in the month and then one usually at the end of the month, just because I am finishing up a lot of candles. And I feel like by breaking it up, it gives me a little bit more time to be able to give you a more in-depth and thorough review or share those thoughts with you when I don't have 20 candles in front of me to share, which was the total this month for me. So we began with 89 candles. I brought in 26. So my total jumped up to 115 candles. I emptied 20 candles for the month. So my total is back down to 95 candles. And now I will go ahead and share with you the candles that I said goodbye to. These ones just didn't spark joy for me. So some of these actually may surprise a lot of you guys, but just is what it is. So, the first candle that I'm going to talk about that I have decluttered is a reserve candle from Kringle Candle, and it is fresh baked bread. Now, I did do a post burn review on this candle, and honestly, you guys, it's not a bad candle, but it's just meh to me. Like, it's just not one that I thoroughly love. Is it a fragrance that would probably enhance some other candles currently in my collection? Yeah, probably. But I don't know, you guys. I just don't really love it. There's a note in there that it doesn't really smell like a good like yeasty bread to me. There's just something about it that just doesn't hit right with me. And so I decided to go ahead and let that one go out the door. 2 that are part, actually, there are, yeah, 3 candles right here that were sent to me in PR. Oh, you know what, you guys? Sorry, I need to back up here. I'm going to sound like a crazy lady. You're sitting here going, how come that total was 26 for the candles that were hauled? I totally skipped over the fact that I received all 12 of the Kringle and Country candles in fall PR. I was looking when I was telling you guys all of the candles that I listed off, and then I was like, that's not 26. Oh, duh, Katie. My fake blonde might be getting to me, although clearly I need to get my roots done. I know every time I watch it back on the thing, I'm like, gosh, I need to get my roots done. But my hairstylist, actually, she has young children, and she took the summer off to be able to spend that time with her children, which bless her, let her do that. But my roots are like, kids are going back to school soon. Squeeze me in, please. Fix my roots. All right, you guys, I told you, rabbit trail. I'm a little squirrelish today. So, yes, part of that number of 26 candles that I hauled was because I received the Kringle and Country Candle Fall Collection, all 12 of them in PR. The reason why I'm bringing that up right now is because I have actually already decluttered 2 of the candles in that fall PR, and one of them may completely shock you, but if you saw my post-burn review, I told you guys there's a fragrance note that when this was burning didn't hit right with me. I actually decluttered praline buttercream. I don't care for the caramel note that comes out on that candle when it is burning. I have said this several times with Kringle post-burn reviews. There is something about how Kringle does their caramel notes that it comes off a little bit scorched to my nose, and I don't love it. It reminds me of Wildfire. A couple of you actually who subscribe and comment frequently, a couple of you guys live in Northern California, and I think I grew up in Southern California, and I actually found like a common bond with you that sometimes scorched notes actually, in a weird way, are fall fragrances for me, because growing up in Southern California, when we get those Santa Ana winds coming through after a dry summer, all the hillsides are on fire, and there's always like a lingering scent of fire in the air. So oddly enough, it is a fall fragrance to me. But yeah, praline buttercream was not a hit for me. Also, the other one that I decluttered, if you caught the review last week, is almond butter cookie. Again, it smelled like something sour. It smelled almost like sour oatmeal cookie dough to me. Was not a fan, and so that one went out. And then, believe it or not, you guys, a reserve candle that I did decide to part with, even though I'm going to say I didn't hate this candle, but the reason why I am actually getting rid of this one is more so because of a family member. So I am decluttering Grilled PB&J. I do believe that that is a very authentic fragrance. It's not a bad one. It's one that I just feel meh about. I didn't feel the need to repurchase it. However, the reason why I am decluttering that one is because my youngest daughter actually has a peanut allergy. And while this candle, it didn't bother her, it didn't trigger an allergic reaction, nothing like that. She just, I think because we have like drilled in her from such a young age, like, you cannot have peanuts. Don't, like, she knows what peanuts smell like. She knows, there's just, it sounds funny. Like, when you have a child with peanut allergy, you really drill it in them from a really young age to just be very weary of, like, food that they're being offered if they go over to a friend's house. Even though I tell parents, or there's just always inevitably it's going to come to them. And so it sounds funny. I think that her little body just knows that when she smells peanuts or peanut butter, it kind of scares her a little bit. And so I could tell, she's like, I really don't like that candle. And I was like, all right, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. It's not worth my 10-year-old um, feeling feeling traumatized. So we went ahead and moved that one along. And then if you caught my Bath and Body Works haul a couple of days ago, obviously I was wearing the same outfit because I'm batch filming. Freshly brewed coffee ended up going back to Bath and Body Works. That candle, I explained in that haul video that candle, when I lit it for the first time, I have been burning Bath and Body Works candles long enough to know the signs of puny wick syndrome. I recognize them really, really early, and I knew that one was going to dead out on me. Plus, the fragrance in and of itself, I didn't really love, and I thought, why waste time with this? So I did end up taking that candle back. Another candle that was actually in my collection that I decided that I did not want to keep it around because, again, it had some similar vibes with that like peanut butter thing. I know that a lot of people were saying that it seemed to be a repackage, I think, of pumpkin peanut pumpkin brittle, pumpkin peanut brittle, something like that. Was roasted sesame. It was from the AAPI collaboration that they did. What was that, back in May? I did burn through one of those. You will see it actually in my next empties. But I decided that I didn't love the fragrance enough to want to keep it. To keep another one. So I did go ahead and return that candle. And then you guys are probably going to be really shocked to see this. I ended up returning both of my summer boardwalk candles because, again, first burn on one of the summer boardwalk candles, puny wicks. I don't know what is going on with Bath and Body Works. I did talk about it in my what candle was that? The cranberry and gala apple. I like that fragrance enough that I will hold on to it. And the candle or the wicks on that candle they're not dudding out. There are flames on them, but I can just tell that it's like a slower burning candle, and I'm very hesitant that it is going to start to develop puny wicks. but it has like kind of that like glowing white tip, those glowing white tips, and sometimes for me those are the telltale sign. However, I do like that fragrance enough, and it complements other fragrances in my collection, that I thought, you know what, I can go ahead and put up with it. Worst case scenario, I can put it in the crock. But particularly on I was noticing on the one summer boardwalk that I was burning, that it's the puny wicks were so bad on it that they actually self-extinguished themselves. And I want to say, I didn't trim the wicks. I didn't trim the wicks. I didn't touch the wicks on it other than to just like dip it out. Um, they extinguished themselves on one burn. I was like, what on earth is going on here? And then I relit it, and you guys know when those wicks are so puny that they actually alter the fragrance. That's what I was experiencing. So I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Took those back. And then another candle that I am actually decluttering is one that I actually just did a post burn review on last week. Espresso Martini from Homeworks. The performance on that one is so inconsistent, because you know what's funny, you guys? After I filmed that review, the next burn that I did on it, I had stronger performance from it, but I don't love the fragrance enough. Coffee fragrances are very in between for me, to be honest with you. I like them probably a little bit more in like, I don't know, like January, maybe like November. January more so, because that's when we actually experience some cooler weather here in Arizona. But I didn't love the fragrance enough to feel like it was one that I wanted to continue to burn. I have enough friends in my life who do like coffee fragrances, so I decided to go ahead and pass that one on to them. And then here's one. This is a very first time. This is the first time this has ever happened. So I had a candle that actually I was planning to declutter. And then I changed my mind on it. So the candle that I mentioned in one video that I was planning to give this to a friend because I thought she would like it. And then I changed my mind, is Kringle Candle's Halloween Scarecrow candle. So I did end up going ahead and clutching it from the declutter pile. I went ahead and put it back in my collection because there is a Halloween fragrance that, spoiler alert, I did purchase from the Halloween launch last week that I thought would pair nicely with this one. I also think that this will go really nicely with Golden Tobacco. So I figured, you know what, this is one that I don't have a ton of it left. I figured, you know what, just in case they bring this one back in the future, I would like to have it in my collection. So that one got brought back in. It got snatched from the old declutter pile there. So in total, I decluttered 9 candles from my collection in the month of August, bringing the grand total of candles currently in my collection to 86 candles. So, you guys know. I made a little bit of progress. What is that? That's a net loss of 3 candles. I'm slowly inching towards the goal. I will tell you guys that as of right now, like what we know, that the other day I had 8 candles in that Bath and Body Works haul. I do have 8 candles on their way to me from Homeworks right now. And I did purchase 6 candles from the Halloween launch over at Kringle the other day. And there is 1 candle from the phase 2 launch, which by the time this video goes up, I know people have already spilled the beans. And I will cover that launch probably, I'm thinking probably maybe next weekend or this. When am I planning to upload this? Sometime soon, I will be uploading a video covering phase 2. If you guys have seen the previews for that, leave a comment down below if you know which one candle from that phase 2 I have my eye on. Winner, chicken dinner. It's not going to be very hard, I don't think, for you guys if you've been with my channel for any length of time, which candle in that whole lineup appeals to me the most. So yeah, I know that I will be bringing some more candles in for the month of August. But I will tell you that I feel like this series is still serving its purpose, because even when I am bringing candles into my collection and I am looking at candles that I want to review for all of you, I am still doing it with the mindset of, what do I already have in my collection that I can burn alongside those new candles that I can be using up my collection while also still accomplishing the purposes that I want to accomplish here on my channel. So I'm still very happy that I've been doing this collection. It's taught me a lot, and I plan to keep doing it. So again, thumbs up if you liked this video. Let me know in the comment section down below. Have you been doing something similarly with yours? Has this video inspired you to maybe go on a low buy or to enjoy what is currently in your collection? As a reviewer or as somebody who has a channel dedicated to candle content, I am always very well aware that sometimes like we're part of the problem, I would say, in the overconsumption of candles, but also at the same time, I always want to provide the opposite, which is to say it's okay to enjoy what you have. It's okay to be on a budget, and it's okay to say no to new releases. You guys, clearly, there are always going to be new things. Oftentimes, they're repackages. So yeah, I always want my channel to kind of like serve everybody here. So I'm starting to ramble on, as I always do at the end of videos. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.